Nothing like just watching the P&L. This is a tiny position size, by the way. What are we doing with this one? Like 650 bucks. This is in our Roth IRA account, and there's only about 1,200 bucks in this one. So I want to be alternating trades with our Roth IRA account. So we'll be growing it, but it's going to be 50-50 per trade. Here you can already see my exit order at just about, where's this little thing right here? Text is a little hard to see. There it is though at 4.69. So we'll see if we get that one. Again, guys, this one's been selling off ADAP. This was the big runner yesterday, but it's been selling off really, really aggressively. So we'll see. I don't know. I want it to crack to the upside quickly, or else I'm going to be getting out of this trade. Big news as well. We are officially over the 5,000 mark on the challenge, which is super cool. We started with $4,000. If you guys remember, let me quickly just go right here. Why am I doing this all by phone? I just got kind of carried away. I got really excited that we're over $5,000. So we started the challenge with $4,000. Although for January, you can see that's this right over here. We got a little bit of catching up to do because we're supposed to be at 5,700 already. But you know how it is. You know, I'm still getting back into trading small cap stocks, so there's still a lot for me to learn. And November and December were definitely, I made a lot of little mistakes, 100%. So I knew in January, I even felt it, end of December, I said, you know, January has the potential to be a good month because I just feel like all the parts, all the little confusions, me trying to, you know, trade pre-market, me trying to do this, me, you know, thinking about this, me having issues with position sizes, me getting my account frozen, things like that for the pattern day trade rule, just like all these little things kind of fell into place in January. So it's going pretty nicely. But we got to be careful. I'm sure I'm going to make tons of more mistakes, and this is still just the beginning of the $25,000 challenge. So got to be careful. And our trade is still hard at work. Right now we're up 36 bucks after that little pullback. Again, this is a tiny position size. Typically we'll be trading with twice this amount. So this should already be, you know, an 80 buck trade. And even that is a tiny position size. I want to be trading with, you know, $10,000 within the next few months here. So, but the important part is really focusing on the percentage gains, and nothing else really matters. If you can consistently make that, you know, 3 to 15% trade. And right now we don't have the best average. We're getting a little below the 5% per trade, per winning trade. I want to get that a little bit up, but we'll see. I don't know how much further I'm going to get it. A lot of these support line bounces don't really bounce more than 5, you know, sometimes 10%. And then it's really those breakout trades that, you know, those you can get 10, 20, 30, 40% profits on. I just don't trade that many breakouts, but I'm getting better at it. Again, guys, you can see all of my stats on TradeJournal. Everything is there. You can see all my best patterns, all of my statistics. It's there out in the open for you guys to check out. Man, I could just watch this all day. It's getting pretty close to our sell order. I did move the sell order down a little bit. It's right now at $4.67, no longer at 69 cents. You guys are probably wondering why I'm just filling everything with my phone. I know it's not the best quality. I'm sorry. So let's go to the charts and talk about the trades we closed out today, why we took them, and all that fun stuff. If you guys want to see the first breakout trade live in real time, I was live streaming it. Check out the live stream. The link is going to be here, or it's going to pop up somewhere on the screen. I live stream every morning starting at 9:15. We take 15 minutes, talk about the watch list, and then 30 minutes we trade, or, you know, at 9:30 the market opens, and then we trade for 30 minutes. So the whole live stream is about 45 minutes. If you guys want to check those out and you are not subscribed yet, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon too, so you'll get a notification when we go live. It's time for the charts. Really quickly, before we dive into the charts, let me just quickly show you again what's going on here. We're over the $5,000 mark, which is super cool. We're up 161 bucks on the day, which is really, really nice, especially because we're using all account or position sizes under $1,000. We did 3 trades today with roughly, I guess you can say, an allocation of about maybe $800 per trade. So with that position size, this was a really, really good day. But as awesome as $5,000 sounds, we're actually a little bit behind schedule. And let me show you guys what I mean by that. So if we just come over to our $25,000 trade journal challenge, you can see over here, based on our current estimates, based on my benchmark that I gave for myself, you can see that in November, we started with $4,000. And basically, if we grew our account consistently, then in January, we should already be at $5,706. So clearly, I'm a little bit behind schedule. And on top of that, to make matters a little bit worse, which you don't really want to do, you always want to be really relaxed as a trader. You don't want to have some sort of external stress. You really just want to, always be really calm. So one additional factor that I want you guys to consider as well is, as I said in the beginning of this challenge, at around $5,000 portfolio size to $10,000, at some point between that, I wanted to start paying myself from this challenge. Now, whatever business I am doing, and I'm doing this as well with my crypto portfolio, I pay myself every month. That gets me in the mindset to not just grow my accounts, but also be able to kind of benefit from the challenge, be a little bit more relaxed because I always have a nice cash cushion, growing on the side. Also, I like to picture that I'm running a little fund. So your typical hedge fund, at least how they used to do it, is they would take a 2 and 20 fee. So that's a 20% performance fee and a 2% fee on assets under management. So let's say this hedge fund had $1 million in funds, and they grew that $1 million to $1.1 million in, let's say, 2020. That means they are going to pay themselves a nice little cut of $20,000 from that $100,000 profit, because that's the fee. That's the 20%. That's the 2 and 20 rule, right? And then they're also going to pay themselves, and this is kind of the mind-blowing part, another $20,000, because that's the fee on assets under management. So you can see how these hedge funds make a ridiculous amount of money. Now, some hedge funds, I know some crypto hedge funds, they'll even charge up to a 50% performance fee, but then they will, let's say, have no fee for assets under management. So it's always, a little different how they structure the deals. But I like to think, okay, I'm a little hedge fund. I'm not going to obviously charge a fee on myself for owning or, having funds, but I will charge myself a performance fee. I will take it out of my fund and then, pay myself that 25% every month. Now, we really want to be focusing on growing our account, and we also want to get to the point where we're beating the benchmark. Because once we are over the benchmark, it's going to be kind of cool. And then two, as we get into these bigger position sizes, that's when things get a little bit more interesting, because, right now, okay, great. Let's say we make $1,000 in January. Awesome. I can pay myself $250. That doesn't really move the needle. But once we start making $4,000 a month and I can pay myself, 25% of that, which is $1,000, that starts to move the needle a little bit. And that, that's when things get a little bit more interesting in this whole entire challenge. And I haven't fully decided yet what I'm going to do after the $25,000 challenge, but I think I might do a $100,000 challenge. And, then things will get even more exciting. All right, so let's go to the charts and talk about these last few trades. And I think the best place to start is 100% with the first trade we made, that breakout trade. Okay, so TRXC, this thing was just rallying pre-market, and it was really, really nice. I loved watching this thing. It was the second one on our watch list, on our top three. 29 million market cap at the time, 17 million float. It's a USA medical instruments and supplies company, and they just submitted an application to the FDA for the first machine version system in robotic surgery. Now, I didn't look into all that, but anytime there's an FDA approval, FDA submission, any of that stuff, it's usually really, really good news. Plus a 17 million float means that this company can just explode because there's not that many shares available to trade. So boom, pre-market, this thing goes from roughly 146 all the way up here to 95, 100% rally. Then it starts pulling off a little bit. We find some big support here in this 2.4 area, but I'm not really trading this yet. Although, these bounces could be, around 5%, 6%, not really the worst, but, we don't want to really be trading this. And then it was kind of selling off, right in the beginning. And at first, I didn't really feel comfortable trading this one. Nothing that I was looking at pre-market was really gapping the way I wanted to. You can see the first candle here is pulling back. And this pullback, was kind of aggressive, about a 5-6% pullback in one candle. But there was some support that kind of came in here. Check out the 5-minute chart. You can see right around $2, kind of a psychological important part for traders because it's a big whole number that people like to look at. So let's go forward a little bit more. One candle, and then there was another red dip here. And we hit that $2. And I think we even go under it. No, we don't go under. We go to 2.04. And this is when the support really starts kicking in. So let me just keep on going forward. Another candle. We have a nice one bounce, and then, here we go. This is when things start getting a little interesting. I was not yet really focusing on this one, though. I think I was looking at ADAP at the time. But boom, crack right here. We had a nice move to the upside. And this candle alone was a 9% move. Huge, huge, huge move. So let's keep on going a little bit. Another big move, another big move. And this is when you can see here, I entered. Things were getting pretty interesting. What I really liked about this is we had a little break here past this big resistance area. And it wasn't the biggest crack, but there was a lot of volume. I mean, check this out, big volume, 3% move here, nice healthy little pullback. So I thought, okay, so this is where we crack down right here, 2.24. I highly doubt that we're gonna dip all the way down there. I think that's actually where I had my original limit order out, and you guys can see me talk about it in the live stream. Actually, here is exactly what it looks like on the live stream. So you can see I was looking at FCEL as well. From the bottom to the top, 15% already. I like how big support came in here, right under 5.2. I got this on fast forward a little bit. Let me see here. Let me just kind of tighten this quality up a little bit. I think I'm gonna freeze my computer. I don't have the best computer and it can't really handle all this trading stuff. It needs to break the 6. And then so here you can see I'm still completely focused on ADAP, but I don't like how it's just kind of pulling back. So eventually I start focusing on TRXC. Not like ADAP yesterday, where just one red candle pull back and then it just zooms to the upside. I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one. This one has TRXC. Remember, 49 million market cap, 29 million shares outstanding. Also, it's a first day runner, unlike RTIX. Big volume coming in as well. So yeah, if we wanted to buy this one, I'm getting ready here because I like these this move to the upside, and you guys can watch the rest on your own time and just kind of understand my mindset into this one. But a big thing with this trade is really, I understood there's going to be big resistance here, and there's a good chance we're going to have a little pullback before we, maybe have a continuation. Right now, it's a clear red to green move. So officially, we're green on the day, and that's really, really nice. This break right here that was failed kind of got me on edge a little bit, and I almost closed the position. But it definitely did remind me of CPAH a little bit. So let's continue here. It doesn't crack and it's building momentum, then boom, we get that big first candle to the upside. I almost got out here. I had a limit order, I think at 2.59, I think it was, but we didn't hit it. And then boom, I just got out here at 2.52, and we never really got, super high. We never really broke more than that. Let me just kind of go forward a little bit. So I got out a little too early, but I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. I got out roughly right here, and that's, yeah, we left about 3.5% on the table. But yeah, this thing kind of sold off the rest of the day, and I kept on thinking, when would be a good time for an entry? And eventually I got that entry as, we came here to a double bottom from the former low. And also, when I entered here, I didn't just blindly wait for an entry. So I did have a limit order near low twos. I think it was 2.03. But I kept on kind of removing it. I didn't really feel comfortable here. It wasn't until, we tried to crack to the downside, it didn't work, and we bounced back up here. I think we went all the way to 2.07. And that's when I kind of forced my entry. I was like, okay, there's clearly buyers here. They're ready to go. We're near big support. This is a first day runner. This thing, and it's on news, small cap. This thing could really, really run today. Unfortunately, we only got a 5% bounce on this, and it wasn't really the biggest trade, but it was still kind of cool overall, and I'm pretty happy about that. I could have held it. I originally had my limit order to sell right at 2.21. So if I didn't remove that limit order, we would have got a really nice, what would have that been? That would have been pretty solid. Yeah, it could have been an 8% trade or 7% trade. So we took a little less profit on it, but I probably would have got scared out in this area. And if you can make 4 or 5%, sometimes you just got to take that profit because you don't know if you're going to get it a second time. So overall, I'm pretty happy about this one. Let's check out the last trade we did today, ADAP. And this was a tough one. Now, ADAP, I originally had a limit order at 4.92. And I had this limit order even pre-market. You guys saw my limit order when I started the live stream. I was kind of talking about it a little bit. And, we would have actually gotten execution here if I left it. You can see this first little bounce here was a, 2 or 3% bounce. But the reason I removed it is because we're just a little bit overextended on this one. It's not really holding its highs. It doesn't really have, any sort of amazing news. And I knew if it broke 5, it could potentially crash really quickly, and it didn't really crash that fast. I mean, it crashed 6%, but it wasn't really that bad. But also, I was kind of put off a little bit when this bounce was really weak. So this bounce, if you typically get like 5 to 10% on a bounce, so we just didn't get that at all here. And this was tough because we had so many bounces on the way down, and I missed a lot of these. These are all like 5% bounces. And the reason I missed them all is because I was kind of focused on getting this TRXC bounce, but that one was looking really, really sketchy as well. I don't know, it's just tough. I just kind of kept on moving down my limit order. This 4.5 area I thought was going to be a tremendous bounce, but we never really got that. So it wasn't until we were really dipping below VWAP and we were near this big time support zone over here. And the reason I call it big time support zone is you can see that there's some clear significance in this area. If you go to the 5-minute chart down here, you can see that this is kind of where we closed the day before. And this is also where we had a big breakout at this 4.25 area. This is kind of the beginning of this run to the upside. So I know if we're going to pull back to a former breakout zone, that could be a potential great entry. And, we had a pretty nice entry here. It wasn't, phenomenal. It was 4.23. So let me just show you where that is. That's right around here. So we took a little bit of risk on this. I was down about, 2.5%, 3% at one point. But from the all-time bottom, this thing ran up really nice, 10%. I was kind of expecting this to go a little bit harder, further. So maybe around 4.73, like you guys saw in the video. I originally had my sell order at 4.69. So, we didn't get that. Maybe it's going to run up there. I don't know. It's a guessing game at this point. I'm done with trading. It's noon and I got other things to do, but pretty sweet day. So again, I was waiting for this break here. We didn't get it. We pulled back and I was like, okay, I'm out of this trade. I'm just going to wait for any little bump to the upside and I'm going to sell. And that's what I did here. We had a nice little, reversal, came back up, and I forced this exit. I moved my limit order right on top of the bid and just boom, I got out. Looks like it's pulling back a little bit. I mean, this thing could really keep dipping. I guarantee you though, at 3.8 or something like that, it might have another really nice bounce, but I don't think we're going to be trading it, and it might not. Who knows? I don't want to think about it. It's really nice to just be able to trade, 2 hours and then just be done for the day. In the morning is really when most of the volatility is anyway. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you appreciated this content. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Subscribe and hit that bell icon too if you are new and you want to see more trading videos like this. Not to mention, join us for the opening bell because the more the merrier, and it has been some good fun lately. I'll see you then tomorrow. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Till next time, ciao, ciao.